Hello folks, see, it is that time of year again when it's time to go out on the balcony. This is the first balcony video for 2024. The summer is soon here. We actually been having a minor summer here in Sundsvall now for the past weeks. Extremely sunny and very warm weather. So no snow is left. Not anywhere, at least not here in Sundsvall. So feels great to do the first balcony video again. And what better way to start it off by doing a vinyl and CD update. Last time I showed a very big pile of vinyl singles, and I'm going to show a big pile of that this time also. But I'm also going to show other stuff also. So let's get started, so this video won't be all way too long. CDs. Benny Goodman. In Stockholm, 1959. Benny Goodman was here in 1950 in Stockholm. And also then that concert was recorded. I have that one also. But it's also great to have the other one times he was here. This time it is also a kind of a smaller band, also with Anita O'Day on vocal. Yep, you don't get away from him this time either, Duke Ellington. This is recollection of a big band era. This is various classics from the various classics from the old big bands that he has done remakes of in his own style, and he keeps on surprising and impressing. This is as personal as as his own style as it gets. What I've heard from the Twin Peaks anyway. So some really nice classics in his own style. Billie Holiday live. It is of course not a entire concert. These are parts of concerts, but and I said it before. I'm not. Billie Holiday is not my favorite jazz singer, even though I like some of her early stuff. But this is not often you find Billie Holiday live, so I had to have that one. And for those of you who haven't been watching my trip to Alnö, which from what judging from the viewers, amount of viewers, very few have. Let me show this again also. This Cannonball Adderley and Milt Jackson. These things are getting better. They're found at Red Cross there. Vinyl. Rearrangement here. We have a jazz musician that isn't mentioned hardly at all these days. I'm talking about Clarence Williams, one of these MCA's Jazz Heritage Series. Another kind of style, actually. Clarence Williams I've heard when I was younger, but then he played piano solo, and I got impressed with him. This is right up my alley, as I said numerous times before. I'm listening a lot to early jazz from the 20s, so this is a whole lot of that. So very interesting and nice copy of this album. Some Hammond. We have Jackie Davis and Joe Bucci, Big Beat Hammond. Jackie Davis I know of. He was kind of before there were Jimmy Smith, there were Jackie Davis in same style. But of course, no one can beat King Gimme when it comes to his playing. Joe Bocci, I had never heard of actually, but it sounds very, very good. So Hammond, Jazz Hammond, I'm right there. Here he comes again, Duke Ellington. This is festival session, and no, this is not a live recording from various festivals, but it is a kind of studio album. The reason why this was interesting actually is that as I love Duke Ellington's suites, there are two of them that I didn't have, Idiom 59 and Dual Fuel. So two suites that I didn't have actually. I listened to Quick Peaks and the sound quality was a little so-so, but I'm going to give it a spin. And hopefully it was just my ears that misheard. Leaving jazz for Guess Who? Share the Land. Bought this at a car boot sale at IKEA. This is from 1970. And at the same car boot sale, I also found this, Martha and the Muffins. And Trance and Dance. Martha and the Muffins. This, as I heard at the Quick Peaks, sounds a bit like Blondie, which is never wrong, but a really Blondie style, and really nice new wave-ish. And as you can see, contains 3 EP. And here it is, live recordings that they also sold with this album. So really nice. Swedish singer Eva Dahlgren and one of her absolute earliest albums. Finns det någon som bryr sig? Is there anyone who cares? Pat Benatar from 1979 and In the Heat of the Night. I'm going to come back to the reason why I bought this and Eva Dahlgren later on, but I can say I found it for 10 cents. Another car boot sale was at the town square a couple of weeks ago, and there I found Pointer Sisters, Priority. This one I will give it a spin, but it was I had Pointer Sisters has 3 ways actually, either or those 80s big normal radio disco style that I'm so fed up with, or they are really nice soul, or they are in rock style, as they also are in one album that I bought that was really bad. And this sounded more rock style. I will give it a chance, but I was a little bit worried when I heard a quick piece of this one. Sheila E. and Romance 1600. This is the Love Bizarre album. Gloria Lynn, I never heard of. This was a kind of a blind buy. This is the album I Don't Know How to Love Him. But the reason why I bought it was that it has Lee Ritenour and Ray Parker Jr. in it. And that means that it could be really Selwyn Burke, Sonny Burke. But that means that this could be really smooth and a nice soul. Midnight Star. I bought a record by them before in Umeå, and that one was not that good, but I give them another chance, as this is from 1982. Some really nice year in soul music. So I'll give them another chance, and also a little bit better, judging from the quick peek. And we have Julian Lennon, The Secret Valley of Daydreaming from 1986. And connected with that, I also found the single, Stick Around, that is on this album. Not at the same time though, but still. Now, the singles. It is that I showed in my previous video, my previous vinyl CD update, I want to say, I showed only singles that I bought from our record shop here in Sundsvall, Vinljustallet. And I bought some more, because now they lower the price to 10 cents each. And that was where I bought also Eva Dahlgren and Pat Benatar, as I showed previously. So I'm going to show that leads me into one of my favorite things to for 10 cents just dig and take chances, do some blind buys on 7-inch and see what is good. Can I make some new musical meetings with artists that I never heard before? But first, I have 3 singles that I bought at the car boot sale at IKEA. I'm going to show off the Chris Rea. That's the way they always say. It's kind of a follow-up to Road to Hell from 1989. And we have The Boss, Bruce Springsteen, Spare Parts, and Broken Hearts, Internal Love album. And we have Savage Progress, that I have one single since before, and it was really, really interesting. So I managed to find another 45 by them, very new wavy synth style, with some really, really little experimental touch. Now, 10 cent records. Some I knew, some I didn't. I just listened to quick peeks of them, and it was 50-50. 50% was so good that I will keep it. 50% was not that much. So maybe not the best blind buy session that I had, but it was for 10 cents only, so whatever. We have first some jazz. This is Anita O'Day with Buddy Bruggeman, that I've shown before. Buddy Bruggeman, that I have EPs with before, but with Ella Fitzgerald. This time it is Anita O'Day. No Moon at All. A Nightingale sang at Berkeley Square. As Long as I Live, and Beautiful Love. No real sleeve on this one, but I couldn't pass it up for 10 cents. Toet Stielemans, Belgian whistler, guitar player, harmonica player, and a nice EP made in Sweden. The Blues and I, Secret Love, Whistle While You Work, and Carry Me Back to Old Virginia. Tommy Scott, some really nice swing here. Listen to this, sounds really, really nice with guitar also. Both sides of Tommy Scott, and that is supposed to mean that in one side it is a faster track and one is a ballad. So this is Everything Happens to Me and Counterpoint Pleasant. An EP, we issued one, of course, then, with Johnny and the Hurricanes, mostly famous for Red River Rock, which is one of the reasons why I bought it, because I like that song actually. Red River Rock, Sheba, Reveal Rock, and Beatnik Fly, that I also heard of. Pretty good. Recordings from 59 and 60. Believe it or not, I didn't have this one, but now I do. Popcorn, Hot Butter. I had Hot Butter with their version of Tequila, but not their most famous one until now. Carly Simon and Give Me All Night, which is kind of a follow-up to coming around again. So this is from 1987. Graham Parker and Temporary Beauty. Sounds a bit very much Bruce Springsteen style, and that is never wrong. I had a Graham Parker single before and it wasn't all that interesting, but this was way better. So this one will stay. Gary Rafferty, Night Owl. It will stay in my 70s collection. It was pretty good. Kid Creole and the Coconuts. Christmas in B. Dilly Bay with Kid Creole and the Coconuts. Dear Addie, No Fish Today, and Christmas Riverside Drive. So this is supposed to be a Christmas record, but it doesn't sound Christmas one bit. No jingle bells or anything. Naturally, since we're talking about Kid Creole and the Coconuts. Dear Abby was an extremely boring reggae song. I was ready to give this one up if it hadn't been for the B-sides. No Fish Today and Christmas on Riverside Drive. That was really, really good actually. So this will stay in the collection for the B-sides. Steve Miller Band, Jet Airliner. Sounded really good. Among the better things I've heard with Steve Miller Band. Way better than the Joker and the overplayed Abracadabra and so on. This was Sublime by that really stood out. Herman Brood and his Wild Romance. From what I understand, it is a Dutch group. Little guitar, pop rockish style. That was really great, with really nice groove and so on. So this one will stay in the collection. I like this Sleeping Bird. Bob Hassan and his orchestra, Mustafa. I never heard of this before, but the curiosity got the best of me. Bob Hassan was, I think he was a Liberian, if I'm not wrong. And Mustafa was kind of a big hit at the time. And it was kind of a movie also, I think. And that one is really, really nice. It's a kind of Oriental music from the 50s. And it sounded very, very odd. So I will keep it for that and Mustafa. Now, a pile of records that will not stay in the collection. Pete Cetera, Stay With Me. I love Pete Cetera's voice, and I love the Solitude Solitaire album that I assume this is from. It doesn't say, but this sounds more like an album track, and it wasn't all that interesting actually. So it was a pretty weak single for Pete Cetera, which surprised me because he's done some really great stuff, not only with Chicago. It's also produced with Bobby Caldwell, sadly forgotten Jack Rock AOR musician. Amy Stewart and Johnny Bristol, My Guy, My Girl. It's interesting because it's pretty innovative to make a duet version of the Temptation song My Girl, which this actually is. With Johnny Bristol saying My Girl and Amy Stewart singing My Guy. But as innovative as it is, it was not all that good, and I wasn't all that satisfied with Johnny Bristol's voice either. So this will not stay in the collection. Cliff Richard, I Can't Ask for Any More Than You, from 1976. Tons of respect for Cliff Richard, but this was not one of his best singles. It wasn't bad, but it was okay, so. And as I'm in a calling time, it isn't all that necessary to keep it. I don't see any information that this would be a duet, of any kind, but it's actually, in that case, it is Cliff Richard singing extremely high-pitched voice, almost castrato. I never heard him sing this high note actually. Murray Head and Casper Winding. This is from a soundtrack to a movie called The Flying Devils. Please Don't Leave Me Now. This is from 1984, 85, which leads me to think that this came after his chess song, One Night in Bangkok. But as overplayed that One Night in Bangkok is, that one was a whole lot better. This was extremely boring song that almost put me to sleep. V.A. Robertson and Maggie Bell, Hold Me, with Billy Bremner on guitar. Unfortunately, this was not really my style. It was almost like modern 1950s rock style. Not interesting. This was really, I took a chance. I'm no huge fan of Ray Charles, but he's done some great stuff in his early part when he was more jazz. So I bought this for 10 cents, Ray Charles in person, but it wasn't my style. It was a lot of yelling and not my style. Rune Överman, the father of Roxette's producer Clarence Överman. Here he played piano. He has done. I have some records with him where he plays whole of jazz with trio. So I thought, why not? Especially when one is called Organ Boogie, and released on blue vinyl. But this was Rune Överman trying to get into the same Swedish rock style, Swedish pop, 60s pop that was popular back when this was released. No jazz, this was 60s pop on piano, instrumental. Bye-bye. Michael Rose, Mother and Child Reunion. Michael Rose, that I had no idea who it was. Figured it was a good idea to do a kind of a house version of Paul Simon's song, Mother and Child Reunion. I was a little hesitating, but for 10 cents, why not? It wasn't all that good. The house production was, I like, this was 1990, I like British house music from that period. So I like that kind of soul house, deep house that was, but this was, it didn't lift, the sound was pretty dull. It didn't lift up. It was surprisingly boring for the music genre. And it didn't fit this song at all, so no thank you. Coming to some records with guys that should have stayed away from the microphone. This is Bonnie Bianco and Pierre Cosso from TV series Cindy. Never heard of that TV series. Stay and No Tears Anymore. First of all, these guys sound like they're extremely shy behind it. Not shy, but very careful. At least the male, Pierre Cosso, sounds like he little nervous. And the voices are not all that good. The songs are also very, very dull. This one I think is Swedish. No, it's definitely Swedish. But I never heard of it. B Riff and the back channels. You can pronounce it as you wish. I don't care really, because this one will not stay. B Riff sounds almost drunk when he sings. Extremely drunk, almost in his voice. And the songs were very, very uninteresting. And this looks like also it's something that's been released on any major label either. Biba, which I think is, I don't know. I put up the pictures on a Facebook group, and one said that this was a Swedish singer that was very unknown, and this was not her best song. You don't say. Biba, I've never heard of, but it is, from what I understand, recorded in France. Just one of those trying to sound very, very, very sexy in her voice. I don't know if it was to hide the fact that she can't sing that good. Hanging On was not a really interesting song. It was a nice, okay production actually, and have both vocoders and male whispering voices. But the song was, the vocal was not all that good. And the song was. Richard Sanderson, never heard of the guy. They recorded in London and Paris, so he can mixed in Paris, and this is Nordic release. I have no idea what country this guy originally come from, but he sings very, very bad. Also, very careful when he sings, and he sings really, really bad. Sorry, Richard. That's reality. LRB. Not the best name of the band. LRB. Playing to Win. The sound of this one sounded really, really good. It sounded 80s rockish style. But the melody was going in 9 million directions. So unfortunately, I'm not going to keep this one. It sounded like they wanted a whole lot of things with the melody, and didn't have any kind of organizations behind it. So this one will not stay. So half of it will go away, half of it will stay. But I guess that is an okay thing actually. It was 50% okay, good singles. It's I give it an okay actually, but I was hoping for a little bit better. But it was been really nice weeks, especially for 45s, no doubt about it. I don't know, maybe I go down there and see if I can find more 10-cent records. I don't think I will find any more 10-cent 45s, but who knows. So, until next time, I hope that each and every one of you have a really nice time, no matter where you are, no matter what you do. Take care and